Hey, this is BB. Well, today is May the 7th. May 7th. Um, Today was a good day for my stalkers, for my gang stalkers. Because I was telling my doctor about my situation. And of course, she says everything is mental. I'm smelling gas in my house and I'm getting dizzy. The cat's throwing up. But it's psychosomatic. I'm really not smelling anything. I'm imagining that I'm smelling it. It's imagination. I have a very vivid imagination. Prior to 2020, I never smelled any fucking thing irregular except for cigarette smokes outside around my house, which I was concerned because the building I lived in was a small cottage. It was very old, and there were dry leaves all over. If people were leaving lit cigarettes around my house, that would have been a problem, which I think that's what they wanted. They wanted my house to go up in flames. They wanted a charred Asian woman. I guess. They wanted to see a fried, charred, barbecued Asian woman. I guess if people out there are looking for people who, if they're live streaming and they want to see various modalities of death, suicide, murder, um, drowning, burnt, poisoning, it's like they get off on this. This is my firm belief, and I don't care if they throw me in a loony bin for it. This is really and truly what they're doing. The very thing that the United States government is turning its back on is very rampant, and eventually, it might not be in our time, but they will have to look and address it because it's going to get way out of control. Right now, what's happening is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get worse. You see that movie called The Purge? They made variations of it. It's going to be like that every freaking day in America land. And that's when the United States government is going to have to hang its head in shame that they did not nip this shit in the bud when they could. Their blatant dismissal of it. Their blatant dismissal, like we're all crazy. See, this is what they know. When you're a drug addict, when you're an alcoholic, if you appear as a drug addict, if you appear as an alcoholic, if you appear as somebody with mental deficiencies, and I said deficiencies because basically your brain is not producing enough of a certain chemical that is naturally recurring, or it's producing too much, which makes you a little off in your thinking, your motor skills, your conversational skills, the way, whatever. If you only appear as these things, society tends to put you, they're here, you down here. They look down on you. You're not of their caliber. These people, these stalkers, in their infinite wisdom, had this brainwave. This is what they need to do to get nobody, out there, nobody to believe these people here. Because since we open our mouths, we say the most bizarre things. Why? Because they're doing the most bizarre things to us. It's so clear. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people. There's millions of people who are in facilities where they have to be monitored 24 hours a day, who live in a world of their own. And yes, they are quite sure that what they're seeing in their world, this thing, whatever is happening, this reality that they're living in, they're seeing it so clearly. Yes, they can see it too. Those people exist. What makes us, me and you, who really are going through it in the real world, we don't live in a facility, well, not yet. What makes us different from them? Because we have things that are actually happening to us. If we could just get people in places or positions of authority and power who can help to slow the fuck down and just pay attention to us one step at a time, one step at a time, just watch what we're showing them, things would be much different for us. Well, how do we go about doing this? Any thoughts? I'm preaching to the choir because you live this. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But I have to ask it. I know it's a moot question at this point. You just don't understand. They want us to feel hopeless and helpless. Us to feel hopeless and helpless. They want us to feel hopeless and helpless. They want us to act out in certain ways. They want us to do certain things. Why would they do this? If they're live streaming us, now they're live streaming me. When I came to this country, I was 29 years old. I was not a teenager. So a pedophile wouldn't be interested in me. I've always been a little overweight. As you can see, my hair is short. I'm not your average girly girl. I never was, and I never will be. So I was not the male fantasy. So what the hell could they have been live streaming? What exactly? I don't write programs for NASA. I don't write programs for Tesla. I don't have state secrets. I don't know codes to different things. I don't know coding. I don't know anything about Bitcoin or any type of coin. I don't have this information. I don't know anything of real substantial value that they could use and make millions of dollars. I work online there. Anybody can do. John, Henry, Michael, Philip, Jane, Mary, Geraldine, whatever can do. Just like how I learned it, even if they look through my eyes, they would have to learn it as well and apply it to make money. There's a million videos out there. In some instances on YouTube itself, you can find a whole course for free, step by step. You don't need to destroy a woman's life for that. So let's rule that part out. What the hell were they streaming? What the hell were they watching? What? I wasn't yelling out. I wasn't making, just talking to myself all the time. I would talk normally like to my cat. I was an only child. I do talk to myself, but not like crazy like the way I'm doing it now. I know what I look like. I know what I sound like. But it's just too much. You see, if it was just a person talking in my head, it would be different. But this gassing, this thing burning my nose, all these things happening, it's easy for me. My head is getting dizzy right now. My body can't take much more of it. You know what I mean? It's like, why does she do this? Is it something that when we inhale these things, we go into this, we can't feel it. We feel dizzy. In the physical realm, we feel dizzy, a little off balance for a couple of seconds. But what does she get from it? What does the person who is riding me, piggybacking me, whatever they call it, what is she getting from it in that moment? What does she get from it? I don't know. Does anyone know what they're getting from this? Because I don't know. Something material they wanted, why didn't they just take it and go? The government wants to test these weapons out on the American population, unbeknownst to them. For what? To destroy our lives forever? I don't think it's the government in this case. I think it's people like you and me doing this. But because everybody blames the government and the government is doing nothing, the government will take the blame, shut its mouth, and they just run rampant. Government, I would have get mad by now. Everybody is blaming me. I would have get mad. What is it doing? And what is the government? Is made up of people like you and me. People like you and me is the government. There's no government, it's a bunch of people. Lawmakers and rule makers and breakers. They have the power to nip this shit in the bud. They know weapons that they've constructed, weapons they've put together. They know how many they did. Is any of them missing? Hello, what's going on? Take them away from these people. Give us a chance at life. What's the hold up here? I don't mean to light a fire under you, but I need some help. So again, what are they looking for? What are they looking for to the extent that they want to kill us? What are they looking for? Because believe me, they want to kill me. This woman wants me dead. Now, like I said, I don't have any of these things that they could, get billions or millions of dollars with. The only thing of value, because at the end of it, at the bottom, the only legs this table is standing on is moolah, is money they want. They ain't doing this for free. They're getting something from it. Money, cha-ching, change, coin, bling, dough. They're getting money from it. Pesos, dinero, dollars, yen, whatever you call it, rubles. They're getting money. The thing is, what are they doing exactly? Since we don't have all these state secrets, we don't have these things, what category do we fall into? What are we doing? I don't have orgies. I haven't had sex in a long time. So say, well, I'm a fat, fat porn star. No, I'm not. I'm not. What are they looking for? I overeat. They like to see people who overeat. Would you have to kill me because of that? I don't think so. You have to kill me because I overeat? I don't think so. Doesn't make any sense. The only reason is if they really had something implanted, which I don't know. And I was looking over at where they lived. Maybe that's where the problem come. And somebody who was seeing me, or where they were looking through my eyes, saw where they lived. I don't know if that's a possibility. So I was marked for death. But the thing is, why did they move so close to me? Was it to set themselves up? Because they would do stuff like that. We're talking about people here with no soul, no humanity. They're clearly not humanitarians. They don't even know what the meaning of the word is. Feel a sense of entitlement, like the world owes them something. The world owes them to take care of them. Oh, no. So exactly what is this? There's got to be some reason why. I don't know. I don't know. If it's something they stole from me and they had, I don't know. Because I myself know what the people would be watching. This does not make sense. In my case, I think I was the designated fall woman for the female. I think they've been following me since ever I came. I had a router. I got my first computer back in 2005, and my first router back in 2005 with my internet. I think they've been, if that's what they're doing, then they must have been shadowing me and using my router for a long time to do whatever they got up to, whatever mischief, whether it's live streaming, whether it's messing with kids, messing with adults, kids and adults alike, I don't know. It's got to be not good. Or just stealing people's money and using it, cloning my phones. Like people say, you clone a phone and you make phone calls, long distance calls. That's like barely scratching the surface, because they can commit horrendous crimes too. Get apps on the phone and download people's money, all kinds of shit. They can do things on the phone too. And then you're getting blamed because you have no idea somebody else has a clone of the phone. And you're like, huh? What happened? I don't know. And there's all this crap coming down on you. And whatever it is, it's big. But she wants me dead. But not just dead, she wants me like out of the limelight. But mostly, let's examine the pattern. She wants to make me look crazy and stupid and irrational. And I am confused, like I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I see problems when there are none. Well, of course, that last part goes for every one of you too. As conspiracy theorists and seeing problems when there are none. They're masters and they have aced this particular game. You hack, you control a person's finances, you control where they live with everything because they filter your traffic. You want to move, you're going to end up in a place that they can control the environment. Or they have some measure of control over it. Because whatever shows up when you're looking for apartments, whatever shows up, it'll be something that they want you to see. Me, I work online. It's a double whammy. They know my income. They've filtered down my income. I can only afford $100. They quickly find an environment that they can control for $100. I'll start looking. There it is. They've taken away options and choices from me. I'm sorry, but this makes me sad. I'm a grown woman and I don't deserve this. Worked. I don't do harm to people. I don't deserve this, and neither one of you. Y'all don't deserve this. You don't deserve it. I'm sure most of you are hardworking people. And now all you do is you're just you're just fighting off this invisible enemy. And everybody thinks we're crazy. And we can see it, and if they would slow down long enough to just pay attention, they will see the patterns too. But they put us in the category of the guy who is, he believes his reality is real too. He believes his reality is real. Right? He has something, but he is clear as a cloudless day that his reality is real. He is crystal about it. He knows beyond a shadow of a doubt. The people just put us in that category too, without really looking deeper. They don't go past the surface. And this is what these people want. Right off the bat, not pay us attention. Make people don't trust us. They'll come at you from every fucking direction if they have to. They don't care. But why? The question is why? What are they looking at? Most of you who this is happening to are just regular Joes and Marys like me. There's nothing spectacular. Why us? Why did they pick us? I don't know. And to this extent, where they have to kill us. Where they have to kill us. Why? That's a little harsh. Like I told my particular perpetrator today, she has no class, she's got no morals, she's got no dignity, she's got no humanity. And these things you can't buy them in a store. So no matter how much money she steals, she's still a fucked up piece of shit underneath with a bunch of stolen money. That's all she is. And she can rise like a phoenix out of the ashes and she's still a piece of shit with a bunch of stolen money that she has somehow convinced herself she deserves. That's all there is to it. But there's so many of them, and it's just one of me. And they've cut off my finances. And I'll tell you why I believe they did this, because they never used to do this before. When this first started happening, I called Legal Shield to ask them if there's something they could do, maybe send a letter to the landlord or to the, just to get them to stop doing what they were doing. And the guy said he really can't do that. And he told me, now I know he told me that he said, because the way how you sound, no offense, but you sound crazy. He didn't think I was crazy, but he was telling me this is how you sound. And that's exactly what they wanted. You sound crazy. What he advised me to do is to go get a private detective and have the private detective do some searching and find out what's really going on, and that's when they can move in and do something about it. The moment that happened, they started attacking my business. Now, I was told that they had a device where they could listen up to 100 feet. This is how I got set up. 100 feet circumference with wherever the device was. They could hear up to 100 feet, like here, whatever. So I used to leave my house and go outside. Used to go outside on the corner sometimes, and they would have people drive by in a little silver car and just be staring at me like that because they wanted to intimidate me. These people terrorize me. They terrorize me. I'll be talking to my friend on the phone like at 10 o'clock at night, and they terrorize me. These people are not, they're not 2 cents. They're just not good people. And I used to go outside and talk to anybody, like friends, anybody, but so then that made me look even like I was involved in something. Why was I going outside and talking? That made me look even more suspicious, like if I was doing something, right? Thank you. Like if I was doing something, that had me looking on the house on the wall of the house in the front for some camera that might have fell off to put the camera back. And I did look, but I didn't see anything. I'm like, they're the FBI. If they're being investigated, why would they have me do all that? I mean, I don't understand. Go outside and see in some clearing where there's a camera and look up and look at the camera because they wanted, like they were setting me up. They were setting me up for her crimes, for the female's crimes. They were setting me up. They were setting me up because he told me that, you see, the place was all the trees were trimmed recently, and there's a camera right there, and I looked, and I looked. They were setting me up like I was hacking, so I knew where all the cameras were. They set me up. I think they set him up too. I don't know, but that's part of the story. But ask anybody to slow down and listen to me, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.